You know, my door's open, so if you hear my dad and his friends in the basement, yeah, that's why. Alright, so let's hope we get a shiny tonight, please. I don't know how well you can hear that. Okay, I'm sure you guys can hear it clearly now. Okay, so since last time, I saw a video by New Stevie. I'm gonna link it down below. So, a couple bits of information about, you know, the things I'm currently hunting right now that I didn't even know. So, it turns out, like, yes, I've known, we all know that everything I'm hunting right now isn't even on the Switch yet. Focus, focus. Focus, please. Yeah, it's no secret that everything I'm hunting so far, yeah, none of it's on the Switch yet. What I didn't know was the fact that, wow, I didn't realize this. The monkeys and Watchog all have not been catchable in the wild since X and Y. And to make things worse, Patrat hasn't spawned in the wild since Unova, since Gen 5. Wow. I didn't realize it's been that long. I think I detect some bias from the Pokemon Company. Every game has to have Pikachu and Charizard, except for PLA and Black and White, but those games are an exception. But, like, you know, the fan favorites are in every game, but something like Patrat? Oh no, it hasn't even spawned in the wild since the games it debuted in. Sounds to me like a certain company regrets making a couple of designs. They want to bury its existence. I suppose the next step would be researching what appearances have these things been in since then, right? Obviously, they've appeared in the wild in Pokemon Go, but that doesn't really count. Like, you know, has Patrat or the monkeys really showed up in any sort of marketing? Or showed up in any, like, spin-off games or even anime episodes? Pansear obviously was big in the anime, because, you know, Gen 5, Silent had one. But, like, has a Patrat showed up in the anime, like, at all lately? I say lately, the last time I watched the Pokemon anime was X and Y. So I don't know, I'm pretty out of touch with the Pokemon anime. I'll get back to it one day. Not Sun and Moon, though, I'll get back to it one day. You know, Journeys and Horizon, I'll get to that one day. One day. So yeah, I didn't realize it's been that long since some of these things even showed up in a game. Obviously, you know, they're programmed into the games, like Oras and Sun and Moon. They're programmed into the game, but in terms of, like, spawning in the wild, they just haven't. I really can't believe it's been that long. Alright, I'm gonna wait for a certain douchebag of a friend of mine to show up before I start talking about From, which I did watch episode 3. I did. I watched it yesterday. I'm still disappointed with the show, but hey, maybe my expectations are too high. Or, you know. I mean, episode 3 was certainly much better. It was certainly leagues better than episode 2, but still, like, I kind of expected a little bit more from this show. Maybe they're saving it for later on, but for now it's like, maybe it's my expectations, but I just expected a little bit more from this show. You know something else too? I need to cut my nails, like, really bad. Like, if you see here, take a look at how long my nails are. Oh yeah, look at those Wolverine claws. You see, it's not that I like having my nails this long, it's more so I'm just too lazy to cut them. I think to myself, oh, I gotta spend like 10 to 20 minutes cutting these. I gotta dedicate like 10 to 20 minutes just cutting all these. Ugh, I just don't want to. And you know, I could just put on a video while I cut my nails. I just don't want to, you know? But eventually I'll have to. When I get too tired of how long they are, I will have to cut my nails. But like, you know, I don't like having my nails this long, it's just I'm too lazy to actually cut them. I've been clowned on for how long my nails have been before. I remember one time when I was younger, I posted a picture on Instagram of you're gonna think I'm stupid for this. Of all things, I posted a picture of a tiny little jar full of ants onto my Instagram. Why did I do that? Well, you guys know how springtime is. Ants get into your house. And well, I put them into a teensy little jar to put them back outside. So I, for some reason, posted that onto Instagram. At that same time, my nails were just like this, too long, because I didn't want to cut them, because I didn't feel like cutting them. Nobody cared about the little bottle of ants I posted. Everyone was clowning on me for, like, you know, my Wolverine claws. How long my nails were. I got non-stop comments from everyone I knew. It's basically saying, boy, cut your nails. It's like, look at them things. Look at those claws. Well, I did get one shiny today. I got a shiny Sableye in Pokemon Go. That's nice. I think this time last year, I got like 3 shiny Sableyes throughout the holiday, like the Halloween themed period. Well, at least Sableye's good, good Stardust. I'm actually at 20 million Stardust in my Pokemon Go, by the way. I just don't really use it that often. I don't really power up my Pokemon unless I get like a field research that says power up 3 times or whatever. Something that tells me I need to power something up. I don't really do it just for the sake of it. And also, whenever something spawns that gives good Stardust, I always catch it. Whoops. Something like Meowth, Shroomish, Foongus, Morlo, a lot of mushrooms, Sableye, Chimecho, Combee. Like, all these things, when you catch them, you get really good Stardust. So whenever they spawn, I always catch them. And well, something else I always catch, not for the Stardust, but for the experience, not like I need any more. Anytime a Slowpoke spawns in, I catch it. Just because it's such an easy, excellent throw. And you know, there are a lot of other things that are easy, excellent throws, like Absol. So I guess that's your tip in Pokemon Go grinding. Just whatever easy grinding stuff spawns in, just do it. Just catch it. Something easy to get an excellent throw spawns in, do it. Something easy to catch that gives good Stardust, catch it. That's what I do. You know, the more the merrier. Even if you're someone like me who has 20 million Stardust, the more the merrier. I have 3 more eggs to hatch. So yesterday night while live on stream, I did, like, at the moment, evolve my shiny Patrat in Pokemon Go, just because I felt like, well, because clearly nobody likes Patrat and Watchog, just like how Game Freak themselves don't seem to like the two. It's like, fine, by default I'll give it pity points, I'll like it. So what I wanted to do in Pokemon Go was best buddy my shiny Patrat and my other shiny Patrat, which I wanted to evolve into a shiny Watchog. Because, you know, tell me truthfully, who out there in Pokemon Go has a best buddy shiny Patrat and Watchog? Like, come on now. If even Game Freak doesn't like these two, then certainly no one else out there does. It's like, fine, by pity points, I will like them. Just because nobody else likes them, I will like them. So I wanted to best buddy both Patrat and Watchog shiny in my Pokemon Go. Well, last night while I was streaming, I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna evolve my other shiny Patrat. I evolved it, and it is bugged as hell. It super is all janked up. If you want to see what it looks like, look at the VOD from yesterday. I posted screenshots of what it looks like yesterday. And, you know, I've restarted my game several times, and it has not been fixed. It looks like that permanently. You know, I'm kind of bittersweet about it. I would rather it looks normal, like a regular shiny. But then again, it's like, hey, it's pretty cool. You know, it's a bugged, glitched out shiny. No Shaman Feeding last night had the theory, like, they never tested it. Nobody has shiny Watchog, so they never tested if it's correct or not. And the fact that it hasn't even gone back to a normal shiny Watchog yet, it's like, yeah, I'm starting to believe that theory. So yeah, my shiny Watchog in Pokemon Go is still jank. It is still super messed up. Like I said last night, it breaks my heart to know that one day it'll be fixed. One day. You know, it would be pretty cool to keep it as is. Oh, you know what? Shiny Sableye isn't the only thing I caught today. In my Violet game, I hunted for a shiny Plusle and Minun. Now, I sure as hell weren't just gonna hunt them normally in Chargestone Cavern, given how many more electric types spawn there. So what I did was I got an Outbreak. I already had a Plusle Outbreak, and then, you know, not long for resetting to get a Minun Outbreak, I got both. Would you believe that spotting the shiny Plusle was actually easier than spotting the shiny Minun? You would think that'd be ludicrous, given how Shiny Minun barely changes. No, Shiny Plusle barely changes. Shiny Minun has a more noticeable difference. But yeah, I saw the Shiny Plusle, I knew right away, okay, that looks darker. The yellow parts of the body look brighter. That's a Shiny right there. I knew instantly. But the Shiny Minun, I saw it, I kept squinting, and I just couldn't really tell. I walked closer to it, and then I could tell instantly. I thought from further back it would be more noticeable, but no, I nearly reset it. Like, I nearly picnicked and lost it. It was only because I walked close enough to it to see it was indeed different that I realized it was a Shiny. You know, the other night I had a dream regarding the Flash TV show. Now, in my dream, I dreamt it was the moment from Season 1 where Joe was talking to Henry, telling him, "You're innocent. I'm going to get you out of here, Henry. We've reopened the case because there's new evidence that came to light. You are innocent. I'm sorry I didn't believe in you. It doesn't matter that you didn't believe in me, Joe, because you believed in my son." You know, that scene where Joe was telling Henry that he's innocent and that he will get Henry out. So I had a dream about that scene, but instead of John Wesley Shipp playing Henry Allen, it was Tom Cavanaugh. So for some reason in my dream, Harrison Wells was in the position of Henry Allen. Even in my dream, even as I was dreaming it, I'm like, wait a second, this isn't right. If that's not Eobard Thawne, how is Harrison Wells Henry Allen? It's like, wait a second. You know, and then I woke up. You know what's something interesting to think about? Throughout the Flash TV show, you know, with Grant Gustin, we never really... I don't think we ever saw Barry's grandparents, right? Like, on his dad's side. We never saw Henry Allen's parents. I mentioned this because in the 90s Flash show, starring John Wesley Shipp as Barry Allen, we do see his parents. So it makes me think, like, is that how Barry's grandparents look on Earth 1 and then Earth Prime? Like, the people that played Nora and Henry Allen on that show in the 90s Flash show, can we just assume that's how Barry's grandparents look on Earth 1 and then Earth Prime? Think about that. Alright, let me see if I can change up the music. I need to drink more water tonight, because the rice I had at dinner, haha, how original, an Asian guy eating rice. It was a little bit hard, so it probably wasn't cooked with enough water in the rice cooker. So I needed more water to balance that. Is eating white rice even, like, good for you? I know it's not as healthy as, say, like, brown rice or, there's another kind of rice, I forget what it's called, the purple rice. Like, isn't rice, like, specifically white rice, just empty carbs to fill you up during dinner? Like, during a meal? Now, you know, I'm not talking about, like, fried rice, where there's a whole bunch of other stuff to add flavor. You know, Uncle Roger's favorite ingredient, MSG, Fuyo. Excuse me, I just had to take my headphones off to scratch my head. It's like, you know, you have a plate of greens, you have, I don't know, like sweet and sour pork, you have chicken, you just have other stuff to eat with your rice. So it's like, isn't rice just meant to fill you up more, fill you up faster with the other stuff? And I've said this a lot about my dad before. He just cannot go a meal without rice. Unless we're talking about like pasta, like spaghetti or whatever. Some sort of carbs. Because to him, a meal without rice, specifically dinner, a dinner without rice just isn't complete. Like, he just cannot eat dinner if there's no rice. And of course, if it's pasta, then that's acceptable too. And, you know, it kind of ticks me off. It's like, Dad, it's just rice. Just eat the damn food. It's like, you don't need rice for every meal. But he insists. He does. He absolutely does need rice every meal. Whatever. You know, for the first time today, I was actually kind of scared about driving home. Not because of anything that happened, not because of a car accident again. This time on my way home, it was right as it was sundown. Hold on. Anyway, so yeah. So because now we're in autumn, we're soon heading into winter. You know, it gets dark out a lot sooner, and I like that. I like it when it's like pitch black outside at like 5 p.m. I like that. But, you know, now that it's autumn, we're in the transition season, and it doesn't get dark that early just yet. So around like 6:30, not quite yet. So more like around 6 p.m. the sun is setting. So as I was driving home, the sun was right there. Not all the way up, but not, you know, down the horizon yet. It was still in the sky setting. So when I'm facing the direction of the sun, it is glaring right at my face. And you know, that sun shield that you put down from on top, that didn't cover it. So the sun was glaring right into my eyes. I couldn't even see if the traffic light was green or not. Like, I really have to slow down to make sure I'm not about to just drive into you know, moving traffic. Thankfully, the 2 times that, you know, I was driving in the direction of the sun, the traffic lights were both green. I did have to slow down, right? Slow down and really try to squint and make sure, is the light even green? Because I cannot see anything. Ugh, now I don't want to drive myself home. At least not early. But then that means I can't go home early. You know, I don't want to be at work. I want to be in the comforts of home. I don't know, I don't really have too much to talk about tonight. Obviously, I have one topic to talk about tonight, being from... Well, I'll talk about that afterwards. If he even shows up at all tonight. I also need to genuinely clear my throat, too. So earlier tonight, my friends sent me something that I sadly probably should have known, but like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to look this up. So my hold on, I gotta find the text. Yep. So my friend sent me earlier tonight that November 11th is Singles Day. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a day to celebrate being single. I mean, is there really anything to celebrate? Is that actually worth celebrating? I'm sure, you know, introverts out there, and also people who don't want kids, yeah, I'm sure they're celebrating, but like, man, people who are single like me, we don't want to see on like National Girlfriend Day or National Couples Day or Valentine's Day, everyone, you know, happy and not dead inside, posting stuff of them being happy and thriving. We don't want to see that. Just reminds us of what we don't have in our lives. And we don't necessarily want to post on National Singles Day, well, exactly what you would expect. And you know what else? I've actually used Hinge. I'm still currently using it, like in quotations. I barely understand the app. Okay, so I like someone's picture or message. Am I supposed to send a message along with it, or do I just like it? Do I get a better chance of like a response if I send a message with the like? Like, I don't really understand the app. Not yet, at least. And, well, I should have expected this. Just like Tinder, you kind of need to pay for the premium. Because, you know, for Tinder, you only get to swipe, like, you only get to swipe right to like someone so many times a day. And when it comes to Hinge, you get even less than that. I don't think you even get 10 likes a day. And I certainly don't do it every day, even though I know I probably should. And there are a couple things I need to go back and change about my profile, but it's like, oh, I really don't want to. I don't want to look at my cringe profile, my cringe online dating profile. You know, I never wanted to do online dating, ever. I always wanted to, you know, meet someone the old-fashioned way just by chance. Just by, like, I don't know, accidentally running into each other in public. And then meeting that way, but that's just not gonna happen. I have to face reality, that's just not going to happen. And, you know, the world being more digitalized these days, you know, online dating should make it easier, but it's like, man, I just never felt like I wanted to do that. It always seemed kind of cringe and kind of like desperate to me. Now, I'm not saying anyone who uses online dating is that to me. I'm just saying that's how I feel about me, myself using it. Nope, that was only one. Alright, let me see what else can I put on. Do I even want to make a post on National Singles Day, or should I just leave it? Like, I don't want everyone out there to know that I'm single, that I'm such a loser. Or maybe it's maybe it'll be a good thing. Like, hey everyone, I'm single, I'm available. Not like anyone cares, not like anyone would jump at that opportunity. It's not really an opportunity to begin with. It's more of a dis-opportunity. Maybe I'll get comments saying, man, you should have done us a favor and not even bother posting it. Nobody cares. And nobody sure as hell wants you. And, you know, I'm really thinking about what I will do if I decide I'm actually going to go to Hong Kong, which I really don't want to. I really don't want to. Sadly, I probably will go only to see my grandma. Literally no other reason. That one and only reason is the prime deciding factor to if I am to go or not. And it really makes me lean towards yes. I really don't want to go. I promise you, I really don't. When my grandma is sadly no longer with us one day, there will be literally no other reason I will ever go back there. You know, like on a normal trip there. Something like funerals and weddings. I'll go back for those. If it's, you know, just a trip to visit, oh hell no. No, thank you. I will swiftly pass on that offer to go. But yeah, I'm thinking about what I will do to pass the time if I do go. Obviously, I said that I'm probably going to stock up on a couple games to play while I'm there. I'll probably play Echoes of Wisdom if I do go. And also, of all things, I still need to do this because I really don't want to... I want to do this, but also I just don't want to do the entire process to do it. Get another Arceus. And you guys obviously know, to get another Arceus, I would need to play through all of BDSP and PLA again. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play through entirely... I don't want to play through both games entirely again. But if I want another Arceus, then I will. So, to pass the time over there, I'll do that. Alright, this bitch-ass dude is here. Let's talk about the episode. The ads ended for you, right? From Season 2 now? I'm like from negative Season 2. I am negative Season 2 of From by 7 episodes. So, last night, I watched episode 3 of From. Last night I came home early. Not specifically just to watch the episode. I came home early just because my sister's finally back from the trip. It's not busy at work during weekdays. So I figured, you've been gone for a week. You relaxed a whole week. You stay here and do work. I go home. So yeah, that's what happened. Yesterday I came home early. I had time, so I figured I'll watch the episode. So episode 3 was certainly much better than episode 2, but I am still disappointed by the show. I realize it's probably because my expectations were a bit too high. Then again, I didn't really know what to expect from the show to begin with. I kind of went in completely blind. I didn't even see the trailers. I didn't even hear about this show until a certain someone here would non-stop bug me to watch it. And then, you know, coincidentally, after he told me to watch the damn show, I saw on my recommended, like, theories and breakdowns of episodes. I'm like, fine. It sounds like it's a really good show. I'll give it a shot. 3 episodes in, I'm like, damn. It's kind of disappointing so far. But it's still early. I'll give it a shot. I'll continue and give it a chance. Like I said, maybe they're saving their budget for later on. Because so far, while yes, the show looks good, the budget, I better hope, is extremely low. Because this show barely requires a budget, based on what I've seen. There's like not even 10 total seconds of CGI put in so far within 3 episodes. All of it's practical, so that's good. But then again, it barely needs any practical effects. You know, there's no crazy sets or anything, besides like the flipped over cars. And before talking about the episode, I wanted to look up right now. I purposely saved this for now. I'm gonna look up the budget for this show. I better not see anything too high. I think The Flash averaged like maybe 10 million an episode. I better not see 10 million per episode. I typed in from budget. I got Budget Car Rental Canada. What is the budget of the series? R/from series. Let's say this show has a budget of $10 million for easy math, says Reddit, and a season is 10 episodes long. Hold on, I'm gonna open this Reddit page real quick. Yeah, it is much more likely that episodes 1, 5 and 6, 9 and 10 are probably going to have a bigger budget. So, if those 3 to 4 episodes all have $2 million budget, then the other 6 episodes are going to have to work less than 1 million, which is an average budget per episode. Meaning those 6 episodes are likely to have much less expensive stuff happen in them. That's probably the case for every TV show ever made. See? I knew it. Watching episodes 2 and 3, I already instantly could tell. They were saving the budget for something later on. Oh, I just had a pop-up. I hope that I don't get a virus from that. This is a new computer. So yeah, I knew it. I knew they were saving the budget for later on. They better be. I better see some stunning spectacles later this season, because so far, I'm disappointed. And yes, I know my expectations were probably a little too high. I kind of thought this show would have more of the, nighttime survival aspect, more creep factor, not leading up to the creep factor, and we don't even see it. Because that's exactly what episode 3 was. Alright, so episode 3, we follow up with the father from episode 1, Frank, who got drunk and then his family died because of it. So we follow up with him and we see what his punishment's going to be. We also see the family that we're following settle into their, sad new life. To be honest, you don't ever see anything. God damn it. So, there's an A plot. Actually, no, there's 3 plots in this episode. There's an A plot, B plot, and C plot. A plot, let's say, is the family settling in. B plot is, the consequences, the comeuppance for Frank. And then a C plot. Remember that guy in episode 1 who was, or was it episode 2? I think it was episode 1. That guy who was in the back seat of the car crash, who was high to Kingdom Come. Well, he comes back into this episode. His name is Jade, and instantly you can already tell what his life is like outside of this little town. He's like a rich douchebag. Even Donna recognizes, like, the moment he woke up and started talking, he's like, oh, you're one of them. One of those entitled, egotistic, rich douchebags. Okay, so let's go by the plot lines one by one. I also forgot to mention at the end of episode 2 that Ethan, the little boy, was looking out the window and he saw a creepy, smiling, waving little boy. I assume that's one of the monsters, 'cause it can't be a kid in the town because of something that was said in this episode. And if it is not a kid in the episode, well then do we already have a continuity error? I thought these things only showed up at night. So, yeah, to be honest, we still don't know who that is. Are you freaking kidding me? Anyways, aside from that continuity error, introduced literally at the end of episode 2, which may or may not be answered yet. I don't know if he's lying to me. Aside from that continuity error, there are theories I can't say. Okay. So, yeah, we see Ethan. He still sees that smiling little boy from outside. That creepy dude from episode 2, I think his name was Simon? No, not Simon. It was Victor. Because later on, Ethan talks to that guy who is walking and checking if the trees moved. So Ethan brought up, like, do you know the little boy? What little boy? The little boy who, also lives in town. He smiles and waves at me. Even Victor didn't know who he was talking about, so that tells me there is no other little boy in town. So he's probably one of the monsters, which, continuity, I thought these things only showed up at night, but whatever. So yeah, like, his reaction tells me, even he doesn't know who Ethan's talking about. Anyways, like, we see Jim and Tabitha be parents and, try to comfort their injured son in a pretty bad situation. It's cringe, but, that's what parents have to do. Like, anyone an outsider viewing it, yeah, it's pretty cringe. But, parents do what they have to do to keep their kids in good spirit. Interesting how you thought that. How I thought what? That it's a continuity error, that that little boy shouldn't be there if he's one of the monsters? Oh, look at that. The music changed to this. So, the plot of the episode... Oh, about Victor? So, the plot about this episode for the family is they need to decide where they're going to stay. Where they're going to live. Are they going to live in town? Or are they going to live in the big, fancy frat party house with everyone else staying? So, I can't help but notice just how strict everyone is in town, but it makes sense. They're here to survive. They're trapped here, and they need to survive, so they need to have rules. But it's like, damn. First of all, fine. It makes sense you need to have them pick where they need to go to live. So that priest shows them around the house. You couldn't have cleaned it up before showing them? Like, come on now. We saw in episode 1, the mother and little girl were devoured in there. There's blood splattered all over the walls. You could have cleaned that up before showing them the house. You could have told him an incident happened here. Fine. Couldn't you have at least cleaned it up before showing them? Like, who's gonna want to live in a house where you can visibly see a massacre happen inside of a kid's room? Come on now. You had time. You had time to clean that up first. And you really expect them to pick that place to live in, knowing full well what happened there. Anyways. So, yeah, they need to figure out where to live. Later on in the episode, they have to decide where they're going to live, like, permanently. And then there's this whole ceremony about it, where they have to pick... Why is there an egg missing here? Oh, I think I picked the... Never mind. Never mind, the number's right. So yeah, they have to pick where they're going to live. And, there's no take-backs. You choose it, it's permanent, no take-backs. So that is already like, alright. But first of all, like, they also need them all to say verbally out loud where all of them individually are going to stay. They can't just have the parents say for the entire family, yeah, we're all going to stay there at that one house. No, they need every family member to verbally say, I'm staying here. Because Julie, being a teen, of course she picks the frat house with all the cool kids who she can relate to. And, you know, she doesn't want to live with her lame parents and annoying little brother. Of course she wants to live elsewhere. It's like, obviously Jim and Tabitha are upset about that. Like, no, we can't let our teenage daughter live elsewhere when we're in a dangerous town like this. And then the townsfolk, Donna, is just like, nope, she already made her decision. She has to live there now. I just love how the sheriff was like, will you please shut the fuck up? It's like, damn, no exceptions at all can be made to the rules, right? Not even when a family is separated on where they want to live. Not even the rules can be broken for that. Ugh, whatever. These guys are surviving there, I'm not. So everyone needs to settle everyone needs to settle into their new home. So that's like the A plot. The B plot. So we have the consequences for Frank letting his family die unintentionally. So it turns out that the sheriff built a dinky little shed out of, like, I don't know, out of, like, driftwood. Now, he doesn't even have the luxury of duct tape to put it together. So it's very flimsy. He built it to scare everyone in order to follow the rules. Because the punishment, the quote-unquote punishment is, you have to spend a night in that box, unprotected by the talisman. Are you stupid? What a stupid-ass rule to imply. I thought lives were of the utmost importance when you're in a position where you can't leave and there are monsters that hunt you at night. The idea that you would even implement a rule, like, if you cause any trouble, you're going to spend a night in this dinky little, you know, this little, like, torn apart shed without protection, so certain death, you're gonna basically be executed, like... I get it, you need punishments for troublemakers, but, like, he wasn't really a troublemaker, he just made a pretty fatal mistake. You know, he's not like a serial killer loose in town, killing everyone before the monsters can. Did he deserve that fate? No. But anyways, like, for some reason, the priest, the fucking priest of all people, is for it. Pretty unholy actions, if you ask me. Because the priest makes a good point. Like, if you don't follow by your own set rules, what are everyone in town going to think? That's a good point. Right? In this situation where it's life or death, you need rules and laws to keep everyone safe. Whatever. The sheriff decides, like, no, we cannot leave this man to die out there. So he tries to save him. He tries to be like, okay, go hide over there, wherever he said. Hold this talisman. And, you know, I'll just come up with something to tell the town. But Frank, he decides he's going to go through with the punishment. So basically, be executed. You know, he tells this pretty sad story about, like, Christmas time and remembering how Christmas was like with his family. Now that he lost the two most important things in the world, he just wants to see his girls again. Okay, I need to change up this music. So by the end of the episode, they actually do lock him into the box. And then, you know, we see creepy, smiling, well-dressed faces show up. And then by the end of the episode, like the final scene of the episode, the CGI monsters break in, and then it cuts to black. God damn it. I wanted to see some actual stuff happen. You know, this whole episode was building up to what was going to happen at nighttime. This guy was going to be punished and torn apart. Okay, they did all the build-up, and then the moment it happens, it cuts to black and the episode ends. They're saving their budget. Please, they're saving their budget for something big later on. You know what I want to see from this show? I want to see nighttime and our characters surviving. Now, based on what they already showed us, there's not going to be really too much to see from that. All these guys are seasoned survivors. They know what to do. Who knows? Maybe there's a chance, right? Maybe some idiot opens a door, the monsters flood in, they run for their lives, and they somehow find a way to protect themselves before, you know, morning. Like, I want something tense. I want something that'll make me be on the edge of my seat. So far, it's all just like exposition and just world building, and also just like building up to an event that I don't even get to see play out. So, I better see some sort of, like, something grand by the end of the season, or I swear to God. Man, I've seen more CGI in Lucifer than I have in this show. Like, come on now. Like, I get it, Lucifer, angels. You actually didn't see too much CGI when it comes to that, actually. It was mostly just the demon faces and the angel wings that were CGI. Aside from that, you didn't actually see too much CGI in that show. But now, Lucifer has more CGI than this show does. You don't get CGI in this show. You get very brief moments with it when the monsters show up for a second, and then the episode ends. So all the CGI you get is not even 2 seconds of an episode. You get to think of theories. Well, at the moment, I kind of can't do that. There are no theories to give me, because there's not even any puzzle pieces to give me. I cannot theorize where these monsters come from, or why everyone's stuck in town, because there's not even a hint to what the cause of it is yet. There's, so far, literally no answers. Like, no anything to give for me to work with. Nothing at all. Okay, so B-plot aside, rest in peace to Frank. He didn't deserve that fate, but it is what it is. I'm so disappointed. Like, the moment something actually exciting happens, the episode just ends. Alright, let's talk about the C-plot. So, this plot follows Jade, the annoying rich douchebag, who doesn't believe in what the townsfolk are telling him. He doesn't believe that he's stuck in a town where monsters kill you at night. He believes that his friend Toby, who, you know, was killed by that Sarah character for no reason. So he believes it's all a prank. It's a very big budget prank. Everyone in town is a paid actor who take their roles way too seriously. And, you know, it's kind of annoying until he finally realized at the end, like, oh shit, this is serious. So in this B plot, no, not in the C plot line, we also follow Kenny, and the aftermath of his father's death. From dialogue in the previous episode, I kind of thought his mom wasn't in town, because I think he said something like, Mom would be wondering where we are. So I kind of thought like maybe Kenny and his father were driving and then they got stuck here. So to the rest of the world, they're missing. So his mom would think, where are my son and husband? That's what I thought when I heard those lines. No, turns out his mom's also in town. And she works in the diner. Maybe she was there in episode 1 and I didn't notice. So I was kind of surprised to see Kenny's mom there. When it first happened, I kind of thought it was a flashback, because I thought she wasn't in town, but she is. I couldn't help but notice that there were subtitles for some of the Chinese, but not all of it. Thank God this is the inferior Chinese that I actually speak, so it's not Mandarin, so I actually understood what was being said. But, to the average, white person who doesn't speak Chinese, or just, the average American, yeah, they don't understand what she was saying without the subtitles. And there were, like, half of the dialogue she said didn't have subtitles. Like, I don't know why half her dialogue did and the other half didn't. Did they just assume that the average American viewer can just assume what she's saying? Like at the beginning, we hear Kenny and his mom speak Chinese back and forth. There were actually subtitles. And then later on, when the douchebag Jade comes and gets breakfast, he doesn't even line up. So Kenny's mom hits him in the head with a whisk and it's like, Pai doi, you need to pai doi. That means line up. You need to line up. There was no subtitles there. So I guess the writers or the editors of the episode just assumed people will pick up she's saying he needs to line up. I don't know. They chose half of her lines to give subtitles to, and then the other half, none. Whatever. So, yeah, Jade doesn't believe in what he's told. He thinks, like, okay, this is a really good set design. This is really good acting from everyone. He then goes to this underground cellar. Fuck, what's it called again? No, I think it is a cellar. He goes into this underground little cellar and then, I don't know what he saw. He saw a dead body with a boulder that crushed it. And then, I'm not gonna lie, that dead body screamed at the camera, jump scare, that did get me. So I'm not gonna lie. So, Jade gets scared by it. He turns around, looks back, and the body's gone. What the hell does that even mean? I don't know. He's a very important character, by the way. You mean Jade or the body crushed by a boulder? The way the body was crushed by a boulder, it made me think I was watching Attack on Titan. Did the Colossal Titan just break the wall and there's rubble falling everywhere? You'll find out why. I better, because so far, this show is putting up more questions than answers. Yes, I know, I'm still at the beginning. It takes time. A show needs to give questions before they can answer those questions. I know. Okay. So he sees that, like, ghost of a crushed person by a rock. He didn't die from snoo. His pelvis wasn't crushed. Or at least, not just his pelvis. His entire abdomen was. So he still doesn't believe it. Even seeing that, he still is in denial that, everything's fake, which, okay, makes sense. Not everyone is going to be told you're in a city, not a city. You're trapped in a town where monsters hunt you at night and you can't leave. Not everyone's going to believe that. So you're gonna have people who strongly are in denial like him. It makes sense, but, sadly it just had to be an annoying douchebag to face the denial instead of a logical person who doesn't go around and harass everyone in town, believing it's a joke. So, yeah, later on when he disrupts that choosing ceremony, Kenny shows him the body of his friend, and then he then believes this is real. So then he stays with Kenny and his mom, who is, you know, mourning the death of her husband. Very sad. Oh yeah, there's also one thing that I guess is kind of answered, but also brings up a question that I'm sure they're not going to answer. It was a question I had. They answered the question with a question. So I was wondering, where does the food in this place come from? You know, plants, agriculture, vegetables make sense. They can grow it themselves. But where does the protein come from? The meats. You know, chicken, bacon, beef. Where does all that come from? So Kenny actually says where they come from. He says, we don't know where they come from. The chickens and cow, they kind of just show up. Okay, that answers it, but then again, that doesn't tell us where they come from. They just pop in, they just spawn in. So it answers where all the proteins come from. Lucky them, I suppose. Like, hey, luckily for them, it just so happens that chickens and beef spawn in. So, hey, lucky them. This cruel fate bestowed upon them, they could have been unlucky enough to not have that spawn in. Them playing Minecraft. So yeah, that kind of answers like where the proteins come from without actually answering it. Did the writers just feel like people are probably going to question that, so let's just throw in a line to answer it? They just show up randomly. Nobody knows where they come from. So I feel like the writers just threw that in just to get people like me, who were going to question it, to shut up. That's about it. It's not much more to cover about this episode. There were 3 plot lines. And yeah, I talked about all 3. The episode ends with the off-screen death of Frank. Again, maybe my expectations were just too high, right? Like, I expected more survival about it. Not really so much talking and exposition, because so far nothing's really happening. Our characters are adapting to their new setting. Not much is happening so far. But yeah, I still want to see some sort of like nerve-wracking moment. I want to see... Well, first of all, I want to see what these things are like in action. Because so far, what I've seen is them, you know, tap on the windows, knock on the door, they speak to you to try to convince you to let them in, and then the moment they're let in, they turn into a CGI monster, and then it cuts. So we don't see what actually happens. We see the aftermath, but we don't actually see what happens. I want to see these things in action to actually know what they do. Do they eat the people? Do they tear them apart for fun? Like, what do they even do? So I want to see in action what happens, and then I want to see a nerve-wracking moment of, you know, our characters being hunted by these things. Because Kenny also said, these things only walk. They never run. So I want to see, like, hey, what happens if someone, unfortunately, lets one in? Well, why not just grab the talisman and lock herself into a door? Lock herself in a room and put the talisman up. Like, does it not work if they're already inside, rendering the talisman useless? Or if you're in any enclosed space with a talisman, say a flipped over RV, will it work? Like, I want to see one of these things get in the house, and I want to see our characters run for their lives and think of creative ways to survive. Or hell, maybe someone figures out a way to kill one of these things, because we've seen bullets don't affect them. So I want to see, you know, development happen. Because so far, the pacing is slow as hell. It's all exposition. You're in for a treat for sure. I better be! Because 3 episodes in, and I'm not too impressed. I already know. I already know, you bitch-ass. The moment it gets good, I'm gonna glaze this show. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that was incredible! Finally, something good happens. And the moment that happens, you're gonna be like, I told you! I told you so! You just needed to be patient! You just need to keep on watching until the good stuff happens. I told you! Man, you do that to me, I'm gonna do the exact same thing to you. How many shows did I recommend you start and you stopped before anything good happens? It's like, man, I'm gonna go 10 times harder on you, pause, when the time comes. I told you, after 17 seasons and 10 episodes, it finally progresses. Development will occur, but it'll take a few seasons and episodes. My, you telling me that I need to be patient for when the good stuff happens. My, how the turntables... It's almost as if I told you the same thing when you were watching the shows that I suggested. Ahem. This boy really quit Walking Dead after 2 seasons. Now, yes, not all seasons of Walking Dead were phenomenal, like, Season 7. But hey, tell me, was Season 5 of Walking Dead not peak television at the time? You know, the #1 rated show on TV of all time, like, at the moment? I think it was of all time. If not, it was one of, like, the top TV shows ever around the Season 5 era. Yeah, this dude really quit after Season 2. You know, maybe it was a good thing that your weak little ass couldn't, you know, your weak little ass stopped watching after Season 2. Because I gotta admit, some of the deaths in Season 3 and 4, well, 5 as well, some of the deaths in the middle seasons were pretty brutal. Yeah, obviously later on they were a little more, well, not more. They were a little less daring with the deaths in the show. And, you know, with what you've seen in From, maybe you just can't handle those more gruesome deaths. So maybe it's a good thing you quit after Season 2. Because, you know, so far in From, I am not impressed. Like, if this is the kind of gore you're watching, whoo boy. Prove me wrong. I wish to be proven wrong. I'll gladly be proven wrong if I could just see something actually happen in the show. I will also admit to all you guys that I did kind of get something spoiled. He already knows this. Obviously, I was watching Walking Dead reviews. I was watching reviews for Daryl Dixon Season 2. I was watching TWD Explained channel, and, you know, he's also reviewing from time to time. One of the titles that he posted, I clicked away before I finished reading the entire title. But what I saw was, and if anyone else is watching this show from beginning like me, and you're about to be spoiled, well, too bad. I saw his title say, Season 3, Episode 5, Tabitha's, and then I stopped reading the title. Tabitha apostrophe S. Gee, I can only wonder what that is. I will be shocked by the time I get to Season 3, Episode 5 if it's not what I'm thinking. We'll see. All I know is Season 3, Episode 5 of From Tabitha's something happens. So I do know that. But yeah, I just can't help but notice this show, at least visually, seems to have quite a low budget. From what I've seen so far. So, anyone actually watching this, let me know in the comments. Are you enjoying From? Did you enjoy From? At least the first 3 episodes? Because so far, I mean, hell, I'm at least enjoying it to the point I'll continue watching it, right? If this show was hot garbage and I wasn't enjoying it one bit, then I would have stopped after episode 1. Right? So, at least there's aspects of it I am enjoying, but like, come on. I can see the potential. I can see the vision. It's just, I need to visually see it with my own ocular eyeballs first. Well, not first, but I also need to see it with those as well. I can't exactly find anywhere that lists off the budget for the episodes. Oh, what else can I play? Oh, you know what? Here's a song I haven't heard in a while. Can you believe this friend of mine? The shows I don't recommend him watch, but I just talk about it, he ends up watching it. Like Has Been Hotel and Invincible. The shows I do recommend him watch, he checks it out and he quits. He stops watching the shows. And then this dude got the nerve to hit me with everything I said to him. Like, you gotta be patient, man. The show gets great. You know, I'm actually watching his show and giving it a fair chance, albeit at a pretty slow rate. You know, I don't have time to watch the episodes, okay? These are long episodes, too. These are full 1 hour episodes. But what about Penguin? I'm not gonna lie, I'd much rather watch Penguin than watching this. Okay? So, new Penguin episodes out, I will make time to watch it. Well, now that I finished talking about the episode, this guy actually left. He's not watching anymore. You know what's another game I've been feeling to replay? Just because it's been years since I've played it, and I've only played once. And it's kind of fitting for what music I'm listening to. Planet Robobot. I only played Planet Robobot once when it first came out. I enjoyed it. And, you know, it aged like a fine wine, because I hear that it's a pretty standout Kirby game, right? I don't really remember too much about it, since I only played it once when it first came out. What year did it come out? Has it been a decade yet? Close. It's been 8 years. So I played the game 8 years ago, and now I don't remember really much of anything. Came out April 28th, 2016. So it's been 8 years since I last played the game. So I don't really remember much about it. I want to replay it, actually. Relive why people are saying it's a pretty great Kirby game. pretty soon I'm gonna have to get up and go turn off some lights in the house. Well, I don't have anything to do after this besides just, like, go to bed. You know, something my mom recommended I do tomorrow, like, or just do in general. So, my hair is growing a little bit longer, and she's saying I should, like, push it back with one of those, like, you know, curly headbands. I don't think I look that great with my hair all the way back. I don't look that great to begin with. But, you know, there's also the issue of there just isn't really enough hair on top of my head to actually do that. It's no secret that my hair has severely thinned since high school. Okay, after this batch of eggs, I'm gonna go turn off some lights real quick. What else can I play? Oh, you know what? I see he recommended Penny's theme. That's a pretty fire beat. Okay, that's all the eggs. I'll be right back. Let me go turn off some lights real quick. I almost fell. Okay. kind of crazy how awesome this music is, and they only used it once in the whole game. Okay, how many boxes has that been so far? After these 5 eggs, it'll be 5 boxes. Let me turn this down a bit, just in case. Wrong egg. Alright, so I just looked up what shiny Pansear looks like just in case. Yeah, it's more noticeable than, you know, expected. Yeah, it is quite orange. So I'll be able to tell right away. I think probably Pansear has the most subtle shiny, and I noticed that right away. Pansear has the most notable and best shiny of the three. I can't wait to do that, but first, it's being gate kept by 2 shiny Pansears. Alright, so I just looked it up just to be sure. The Pan monkeys are regional in Pokemon Go. We all know that. Pansear is regional to the Americas and Greenland. Okay, that makes sense. I get Pansear in my area. Pansear can be found in the Asia-Pacific region, so it sounds like if I go to Hong Kong, I'll be able to try to get myself a shiny Pansear. Though Pansear is exclusive to Europe, Middle East, Africa, and India. Well, I don't plan to go to any of those anytime soon. Sounds like I'm not getting a shiny Pansear anytime soon in Pokemon Go. Wait, what happened? Oh, the music stopped, that's why. Oh, only 2 eggs hatched there. Whoops. I may need to go close some more lights real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me just go turn off some lights real quick. Okay, I'm back. Just trying to readjust myself in my seat. Trying to think, what other music could I play? Is that the theme I'm thinking of? No, it's this one. Star Dream. Yeah, I remember this boss fight was pretty awesome. Like, this theme, you really get a sense of urgency, right? Like, if a Kirby theme was remixed with a sense of urgency, like, the stakes are high, you really gotta, win this fight, or, we're all doomed. I would play Planet Robobot here for you guys, but, like, I don't have a capture card for my 3DS. I wish I did, so I could capture footage, but sadly I don't. And we all know I'll be assassinated if I were to emulate the game. It's not focusing, it's not focusing. Hello, are you gonna focus? Ugh. It's not focusing. Hello? Is this camera gonna focus? I guess it's just not gonna focus. Hello. Hello. I think that's been 6 boxes now. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was 5, 6. Yeah, so it's been 6 boxes so far. Maybe I'll do one more box just to get to 7 boxes, same as last time. So I'm just browsing. I'm just browsing right now, like browsing GameStop to see what they have. I didn't know a couple of these Pokemon Funko Pops even existed. I'm seeing here a Dialga Funko Pop, an Arceus Funko Pop. I don't see Palkia or Giratina. I see pre-orders for a Ghidorah Funko Pop. Oh, never mind. Mecha King Ghidorah. Pretty cool. I'm seeing here a Walmart. A Cloud Player 2 is being sold for $813. I'm sure some desperate fool will one day buy that. Totally not me. I think I just took the long way back. Whoops. Just looking at what kind of random stuff I could buy online. Just random stuff that'll interest me. Was that all the eggs? Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna look up that I haven't looked up in a while? I'm gonna look up what toys have been in McDonald's Happy Meals. Sometimes, you know, there's stuff that interests me. Well, I do not see anything interesting the past year. Well, let's change up the music a bit. Wow, there really hasn't really been too many good McDonald's toys lately. Am I seeing this right? The last time there was Hot Wheels in McDonald's Happy Meals was 2019, 5 years ago. No way. I see Burger King had Subway Surfer toys in 2022. Oh, it looks like it was just all like cardboard pop-ups. Man, I just had a ridiculous idea to look up. Is Lunchly in Canada? Lunch... You know the Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI product that everyone's clowning on? I refuse to try Prime unless it's like, gifted to me. I am not spending money on it. Lunchly is intended as an alternative blah blah blah. June 3rd in Canada. Well, that was... yeah, that was months ago. I haven't seen Lunchly anywhere. You know, all this drama with Lunchly actually made me kind of want to eat a Lunchable, not Lunchly. Kind of made me want to go out of my way and buy one of those pizza Lunchables. Sorry, I went to turn off some lights again. You know what, let's turn this one on. How about this? A little bit more upbeat of the same theme. Alright, seems like these will be the last 5 eggs for tonight. Because that'll make 7 boxes. Well, seems like no shinies tonight. Oh well. Well, that now makes 8, 12, 13, 14 boxes hatched. So we should have, by math, 13 more. Alright, that's all the eggs I'm going to hatch for tonight. So, I'm going to end this here. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.